All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show today is one day. The show today is one day at a time will give you peace of mind. You understand that? One day at a time will give you peace of mind. And I just thought about that on my way over here, you understand? Because first of all, whatever you do, however you do it, you got to think peaceful thoughts and you got to be at peace. So you can do that for one day. You can have peace of mind one day. If you tell yourself, you understand me, don't make it seem like you're going to do this all your life. I got to do this all my life. And you know what? It seems too complicated. That's too much to ask for. You know? Just say you're going to do it for today. You understand? It's like whatever you're trying to do. Like I say, one day at a time brings you peace of mind. Whether it's drinking, drugs, or exercise you're trying to accomplish, to go do, whatever it is you're out to achieve, just try to do it for one day. Just one day. You know what I mean? It's just like when some people, like a diet, you could be on a diet. Even a diet, you understand me? Any of those situations that you indulge in, it applies a little discipline. Just look at it in a short range. And if you can't do it for a day, then do it for an hour. Like certain things you can do for an hour. Like say if you're a drug addict or you're an alcoholic, say I'm not going to drink for an hour. You know, then you try 2 hours. You know, sometimes you have to do it like that. But one day is your goal. If you can do it for one day, 24 hours, then you can do it for life. But the point of it is, don't shoot for life. Just shoot for the minimum amount of time, which is one day. You know, which a lot of people have to do it by the hour or for the minute. But the point of it is, get your peace of mind established, and then you can accomplish things. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, for instance, you might say, well, I'm going to be around positive people. For just an hour, I'm going to get away from this here where I'm at, this environment, these surroundings, and go around some positiveness. You go to a meeting, that's positiveness. You go in there for that meeting for that 1 hour. You understand? That's how you start it off, by going around people in that environment that's trying to do better, trying to achieve peace of mind and sobriety, and trying to be drug-free. Anything they're trying to do along that line, with your higher power assisting you, you will achieve your goal. The main thing you have to keep in mind is stay away from stinking thinking, stay away from negative people, but do it for one day. Do it for one day. Just stay away from them people. Change your environment for one day. You know what I mean? Like you might have been in the Intl standing on the corner or sitting there on the bus stop drinking. You know, tell yourself, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to go to the library. You understand me? I'm going to go into the library, do some reading or listen to some tapes or do something in another area, positive, that occupies your mind, keeps you away from negativity, drinking and drugging, and a bunch of stuff that's boring. People that are stuck on negativity will draw you into their negativity. So you go somewhere like positiveness, a library somewhere. Or I would say go have coffee in a coffee shop and talk to some positive people, but you may not know positive people drinking coffee, and the loneliness may bring you to a point to where you might want to run back to that environment. What you do is, to build self-confidence in that area, you go do something else that's going to give you an accomplishment. Go to the library. I would say go to the gym, but that's too enormous at the time. But the library is just up the street, sit in there and read a book, get your mind off of negativity, read some positive stuff, listen to some music, you know, get around people that are in there talking or whatever. They're more in a better frame of mind because they're in the library, so they're not chasing drugs or drinking. You know, most likely 9 out of 10, the people that are in the library are in there to do something good or positive. And even if they're not, you're going in there with the frame of mind by changing the negative environment that you were in and going to the library, which is more positive. Automatically your mindset is different. It's like when you were young and you were in school, you identified school, libraries, all that was positive. You understand? So when you go to the library, it's giving you a positive mindset because it reflects on when you were young, when you used to go to the library to do your homework, to study. It's a positive environment. So it's something that you can kind of relax at and don't drink of drugs or think of things. Because you usually, when you were getting high, you didn't go to the library. That was probably the last place you went, you know. So you go somewhere that you don't, want to identify. Read the paper. Go to the library. Read the paper. You understand? If you don't want to read a magazine. Just do something that takes your mind off of getting high. Do that for one day. And then go drink some coffee at a coffee shop. If you don't have no money, that's why I say go to the library, because you may not have no money. So you go to the library, which is free. You understand? And hang in the library, and I guarantee you, you'll feel more better. You'll feel accomplished. You read some articles, you read some books, some magazines. Read something related to what you're trying to do. Be a success. Read something in that area. But I'm not asking you to do all this the first day. The first day, you just get to the library. You understand? And when you once get in there, you'll figure out what you want to do. You might want to listen to cassettes. You might want to listen to, you might want to get on the computer. A lot of things you can do when you once get there. But you get there, when you once go to the library that day, and you see that one day that you filled yourself up, you felt good when you left, that you wanted to stay away from the bus stop where the drinking and drugs was at, to where when you stayed there, whatever, at the time that you did, and when you left, you was able to go home and feel semi-good about yourself, then that was accomplishment that particular day. That one day, then you know what you do the next day. You do the same thing until this becomes a habit of doing something positive, fulfilling your day in a positive way. And you didn't take drugs and you didn't drink. And you probably started conversation with some interesting people. You see, that's the thing that is good about that. You choose better people to relate to. Because when you were in your sobriety and you were not drinking, you made a lot of sense. You probably had an education. You probably were around people that were sensible. You know what I'm saying? And you can talk and relate and feel good on a natural note. See, when you once get a few days into your sobriety, where you're not, going through the shakes and going through all that jive, then that's what you do. You go to a meeting, and then you go to the library, and then you go to some other positive things and positive places. Stay away from the places that you've been before. You stay away from the bus stop. You stay away from the corner. You stay away from people, friends and people that use drugs, that drink. You know what I mean? You stay away from them completely, because all they're going to do is drag you back down, and you'll be then lost whatever you have accomplished. And you'll be losing that peace of mind and that happiness that you will acquire as you continuously do positive things every day. You make it simple. You take one step at a time. You easy do it, and you make it simple. You go to the library. What's hard about going to the library? You go to the library, you get there. Instead of going to the corner where you go get a drink, go to the library. You understand? And if you got $1 or $2, instead of getting that drink, get you some coffee. You understand? Sit in the coffee shop and get some coffee. And think beautiful thoughts and think where you're headed, where you're going, your dreams you want to accomplish, the things you want to have. You know what I mean? In your life. You think winning thoughts because you've won at one time in your life. You may not have won recently, but you have been a winner at one point in your life, because every dog has his day. Nobody's a complete failure at everything. So the things that you accomplish, the things that you are good at, you think about those things. Like you might play chess, you might play games. You do things like that to keep your mind occupied in a positive way. And before you know it, you'll be doing more positive things. You'll be going to the gym. You'll be going to a senior center if you're a senior. If you're young, then you go do things that young people do. But the thing about it is, you change your environment from people. You can be around people that's in recovery. That might have been, that's their past, but not people that are still in their disease. You got to stay away from them. That's the first thing you got to do, is you got to stay away from them. You understand? Because nothing is accomplished when you're around those same people. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They think they can go around that environment. They think they can go back around the people that they was around that was drinking and drugging and maintain sobriety. It does not work. I remember I did that when I lost my 10 years in my sobriety before I got this 20 that I got now. I would have had 30. But I lost that 10 because I was running to the Tenderloin. You understand? And I was around there thinking I was, had it under control. And I was messing with prostitutes, messing with dudes on drugs. My best friend was on drugs and messed up. And it only took so many, me being really depressed and stressing, for me to get pulled into that. Because I was in the wrong environment. It was eventually going to get to me anyway. Because I didn't have enough ammunition. Because I was losing ammunition all the time as I was going to the host room, as I was staying up late at night, going in the clubs, being around prostitutes that drink and drugs, being around fellas that take cocaine and drinking drugs. See, that's when I was gambling. I was gambling with my life at that time. I don't do that now. I maintain my sobriety and my peace of mind. You understand me? One day at a time to get my peace of mind. I do it one day at a time, you understand? Because when I go to the office, I'm dealing with all these negative people that's under influence, and I got to keep my sobriety and my sanity. And the way I do that is, the first thing I do is go out there when I face the nation with the greatest of ease. I go out there with a positive attitude. When I get up in the morning, I put my suit of armor on. It's what I call this, because when I get super sharp and super dressed up, then I know I'm on the right track. When I look good, that's the first thing I do. I'm not advising everybody to think like I think. This is just my recipe. Is I look good and feel good. When I go out the door looking good and feeling good, I'm not going to do nothing but good things. You understand? Because that's the way I feel and that's what I want to do. And I can go around like I go on 6th Street and go into my office and sell my stuff and do what I do. Because I got my sucker repellent spray on, I got my mind strong, game tight. And when it comes down to it, if I got to put my game face on, I do that. But I try to stay strong and positive, but I'm not going to let nobody play me or take advantage of me in no way, no fashion, shape, or form. You understand me? Because I know as a fact, people will try to challenge you. Temptation. People, see, I'm going to tell you why you got to stay away from negativity and people that's doing bad. Because they want to see you in the same situation they're in. They don't want to see you do no better than they doing. So what you got to do is you got to be around winners. Somebody at least on the right track, talking the right talk and going to school or doing something, or doing, taking an art class or doing something, you understand me? To fulfill their mind in a positive way, to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Because that eventually will kill you. And not only will it kill you, but it eventually, it'll keep you down and out, man. You'll be foggy-minded and you'll never be right. You understand? And nobody respects a person that doesn't respect themselves. You understand? So you have to do this one day at a time and get your mind straight. Just one day. That's all it takes. That's why I said you do it one day and the rest will be on its way. You do that one day and the rest will be on its way. And then that's how you get all these years and things in. You got to easy do it, man. You don't be trying to make these big plans, make these big accomplishments. You just do it simple. Keep it simple. Like I said, go to the library, go to the coffee shop. Do things that's simple, that's inexpensive. All these expensive programs that these people go to and all that, that's just a sham. That's paperwork for you, like I said, you went to court. Or you got to do all that. You understand? That's all that is. You know what I mean? That's a formality. You don't really need all them high powerful programs. All you need to do is think the right thoughts. I'll say go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting to get yourself grounded so you know where you stand. Because they'll be kicking that sobriety game at you to where you'll learn and you'll gravitate to them. So you definitely need to go to a meeting every day, 90 meetings, 90 days. I'd go to a meeting beyond that. You understand me? I'd go to a meeting beyond that until you get your pattern down. Till you get your pattern down where you know you're successfully achieving your sobriety And by doing that, you eliminated all them negativity. You ain't going to none of them spots. You ain't messing with none of them people that's drinking. You going around places where people drinking coffee and talking the right talk. If you got to go to a meeting, and then after that meeting, go to another meeting. If you don't know, if you can't find a place to go. But I would say go to a meeting and then go to the coffee shop and then go to the library and then go to a meeting. You understand? And then by that time, you can go home and lay down. You understand? Because you be then got enough ammunition in your head to battle that day. You'll be able to fight them demons that one day and do the same thing over and over again. Because if you did it one day, you can do it the next day by using the same recipe. See, it's a recipe. That's what people don't understand. You know what I mean? You got to have a recipe, man. You got to have the winning recipe to accomplish things for that one day. You understand? That's why, you know what I mean, it took me years to build the recipe I got and the pattern of the things I do because, you understand me, strength. You see, I got strength, and that's why I don't fool with suckers or side busters or people faking in the game. I ain't got time for none of that because I've been through it. You understand? And I know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Through my experiences. You know? But I'm not claiming to be better than nobody else. I'm not better than nobody else. I'm just like the next man. That's why when I see people on the street, I see a person that, you know, that might be in their disease or whatever, I still treat them with the same respect. I do today. I had a hat on. It was a funny hat. But I told him, I said, man, that's a bad hat. You know? And you can tell he was in disease, but you got to say things to build confidence, make people feel good. When you look good and people see you giving them compliments, making them feel good, that's good. Because they might need that word of advice, that word of encouragement. They might need that for that day, for that moment. You understand? And that's good for you because you got to stay grounded. You know what I mean? I know people that come by the office there, you understand me, big-headed and thinking they something, you understand me, and having an attitude and tripping. No, that ain't no good. You know? And like this one lady that comes in there regularly sitting there, and she wants to think she know everything. And I thought she had a little more sense than that. I thought she was a little more polished because she worked a job, been working her job for years. But you know what? People that got jobs and people that, you know, might have been working on a job, you know what I mean? That don't mean that they know any more or they got any more common sense than the next person. You know? They just might not have been in their disease. They may not have been through that way. You know what I mean? They may not have been in, you know, in drinking or drugging, or they may have never been to jail. You know, but sometimes people that been in jail and been drinking and drugging, they become a better person and be more informed about life because of the experiences. Because you got people like I'm saying about this lady, she ain't really done nothing. You know what I mean? Been in Frisco all her life, but not really informed about things that happen, kind of naive. You understand me? To what's really going on. But just been fortunate enough not to get caught up into nothing because it hadn't came your way. Drugs and drinking and all that never was your thing. You know what I mean? You just bypass it by that situation. You know, some people have that in existence to where they don't have a desire for drugs or for drinking. Like I got my partner Danny, the one I'm speaking on over there in Oakland. Like him, he best with cocaine and got sprung off that, but he got off of it quick. You understand? The way he didn't need no help because he caught himself. But the point of it is that, you know, and then he smokes weed and do all that, but he can do it to an extent where he don't have an addictive personality. But he went to the joint and did a lot of dumb shit when he was young. But he don't do that. But he's living a boring life because he's not doing what he wants to do. See, and that's one thing people got to understand too. If you're doing something because you're scared to do it and you're doing it because of that, then you're bad off because you're not doing what you really want to do. You know, if you're scared to do something, see me, I know what my situation is. I know if I drink, I know I'm out, it's over. It's like killing myself. But I know a lot of people, you understand me, that can drink, take a drink or two, or take drugs, and they have it balanced. They have it under control. They don't go off the hook. You know what I mean? But then again, you got to look at it like that. Even though they don't go off the hook and they don't have it off balance, is it good for their health? Or are they doing it too frequently? You know what I mean? You can do it frequently, more frequently, and you be immune to a point to where it's not good for your health. But you're not having no problems with it to where it doesn't cause you to a situation where you might hit rock bottom to where you get help. So you can scrape the ground and not really hit rock bottom. You can, you know, be scraping the ground. And when you do that, is that good for you or is that not good? Because if you can coast through life and not really make it nowhere, you're kind of mediocre because you're not really winning because you're on drugs. You know what I mean? But then again, don't nobody know it because you keep yourself together to a minimum amount. But you're not accomplishing much because your money does go to drugs. So, and you're doing drugs a lot to where, it's no good. That's no good. Because you can't make your accomplishments, you can't reach your goals. Because you're you're cheating to yourself. So if you got high, like say 2 or 3 times a week, that's no good. That's too much. You got high once a month, within 1 day a month. Well, then that ain't bad because, first of all, it's not really getting high. But how many people can control the urge of that? You know what I mean? They'll be back sprung on drugs. So therefore, that's why it's not that once a month won't hurt you. The fact is, you cannot do once a month. Just like somebody drinking or whatever, they can't take one drink and put it down. If you could do that, you'd have done it. You understand? But these people that I'm talking about that get high and do all this stuff, you know what I mean? Then they try to encourage you to do it, and you got to let them know you ain't doing it. You don't let nobody influence you from doing something. Because they want to see you get back in a position you might have been in. You might have been a lot of fun. You might have been this. You was acting a fool. You were silly. You serious taking care of your business now. They don't want to see you take care of your business. They want you to be down. They might be up, but they being tight. They doing a lot of stuff, making sacrifices to be where they at because they scared to lose what they got and everything and go end up giving it to somebody else. And the point is, I'm going to enjoy my life and live it to the fullest and be the best I can be, you understand, because I don't know no other way. And I figure like this. I'm not going to let nobody influence me to get high, take a drink, or do anything. You understand? It's like my sister. Many years we've been together. I know she can drink, take a drink, and do that. And that's her thing. And I be around her when we go to clubs and stuff, but I don't let it faze me. And I don't be around her all the time. And when I do around her, she do her thing, it's okay. I got my defense up. I'm not falling in that side. I know when I was younger, I drank and did all that with her. And she been doing it all her life, and that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? She gonna do it, and that's okay. That's her. She still got all her property. She got her new car. She got, you know what I mean? And she go to work 7 days a week. She accomplished things, and she's holding on to them, and she got them, and she ain't losing them. And that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I can't say nothing bad about a person that has that kind of tolerance. And then she's my sister. So, alcoholism and all that runs in my family on my father's side, not my mother, because she didn't drink and do nothing. So it's like this. And my sister Patsy, she don't drink or do nothing. But the thing of it is, each individual got to do for himself. You understand me? You can't do nothing and be like nobody else. Don't follow nobody else's footsteps. Don't follow nobody's pattern. Because I think back in the times when I was coming up, and I was young, and I used to listen to them old cats. Like Cadillac, he used to have a newspaper in his arm. Wear them leather coats, he was always clean, wore a tam, you understand, smile on his face. He was an old, wise pimp. He's about in his 50s then. Right now, I was like 20, 30 years old. But I was making mistakes, fooling with the wrong people, Like when you start messing with drugs, that's the thing about it. See, I didn't realize that the drug thing until I got 30-something. About the drugs, I had to leave alone. And then I was able to win, see? Because when I was messing with the drugs and drinking, before I had the recipe, it was disastrous. It take control of your whole life. You know what I mean? You might be pimping, you're going to lose your bra, you're going to mess up, the bra's going to leave. It just ain't proper, man. You can't do it. Certain people can do it because they got it in them. They can drink and do all that. But I could not do that. That was my downfall. But the minute I stopped doing that, I was winning on the top. I was winning. I was on top of my game, and I was winning from then on. So I know the difference drugs and drinking can do to some people. That don't, you know what I mean? That have that seed. They got that, And there's a couple of friends I got that the same way. They went in like I don't know what when they cut that drinking. When they was drinking, they was all the way down. You know what I mean? You see them on the ground, sleep dirty and everything. And then when they put that down, they got their act so together. They were smart. They knew what to do. It's just that stuff was in them. Because when I used to mess with Cadillac told me, they say, man, you running with Steady Eddie and them dudes, man, them dudes rapists and doing this and doing that. Man, you a pimp, man. You got the seed in you, man. You can make it. You can be up, you can win. You understand me? You got to be away from them. And then the drinking and drugging was taking me to jail and being around stupid people like Richard, that other boy's brother, man, all some stupid things happen behind liquor, behind the alcohol. You understand? When the minute I know what my downfall was, and I eliminated it, that was 1983. In 1983, I realized I had let it go. And before 1983, in 1980, when I got busted in the park after I lost my hose and everything went bad, and I was sitting in the park with a bottle of wine and didn't know which way I was going to go and what time it was. Man, look, when they took me to jail, when I did get busted and did that 3 years, don't you know they rescued me? I was rescued. If that hadn't happened, man, I was so sharp when I got out of the joint. In '86, I was so sharp, man. I mean, I was sharp. I was accomplishing things. I went in there and went to school. I went in there and walked the yard. I went in there and went to pimpology school in the penitentiary. Me and a few fellas was walking that yard, staying razor sharp, doing what we supposed to do, you understand me? Realizing our number one fall was drinking and alcohol, drugs and alcohol, man. Do you know when we accomplished that and got that shit out the way, we were successful, man. We was able to achieve everything we wanted to achieve and get to where we wanted to be. That's all it took was, you understand me, that sobriety, you understand? And a lot of dudes had to get out the game to get their sobriety and their peace of mind. Me, I was able to stay in the game, you understand me? And pimp and play and do everything I did on a natural note. And that ain't easy. Pimping and playing on a natural note. When I got out in '86, it was all, man, you know, I was razor sharp, man. I was so sharp in the game. Because most cats, you understand me, they still dibbling and dabbling. I'd be on the whole store, my partner be out there socializing with them dudes, drinking on the corner, man. I'm riding in my Cadillac or my Benz, messing with hoes, man. I'm taking care of business. I'm steady on my job, man, drinking me a cup of coffee. I wasn't caught up in it. But then when I lost that 10 years, that was because I was close to the game. You understand me? I was too close to that, and being too big-headed, I had to have that one more fall to let me know, you understand me, saying that I got to stand tall. And when I did that, that was the fall, you understand me, that it took. Because after that, 6 months I lost everything, man. I mean, everything. A home, 5 cars, 30 grand. You know what I mean? That ain't no money, 30 grand. But in 6 months to lose it and not invest it and do nothing with it, not trying to have something with it. I mean, it just didn't make no sense. You understand me? It wasn't much, but it was what I had, and what I could have did was done something with it. I can have $1,000 now and be happy as I don't know what. So it's just like, it ain't the money, it ain't the fame, it ain't the material thing. It's the peace of mind, man. It's one day at a time with peace of mind. And that's what you got to think of. One day at a time with peace of mind. You understand? And that's why the name of this show was One Day at a Time with Peace of Mind. Because whatever you do, you got to start off simple. You start off simple, you're going to be all right. You'll be able to be a champion. When you take one simple step, you take a simple step. And that simple step is, first go to the meeting. You understand me? So you can hear some encouragement. Then, like I said, after you leave the meeting, you go to the library. You know, don't go to the corner. See, that's the thing, people make a mistake too. They leave a meeting and go right back to the people they was talking about. And the people said, don't be a stinking thing, and go around the people that drinking and drugging. No, you got to leave that meeting. You still got to think about what you're going to do the rest of that day. Because the meeting might be an hour. So you got to say, you got to have a lineup for just one day. Have a positive lineup for one day. And I guarantee you the next day you automatically fulfill that day like you did the day before. You know, that's why I say take it one day at a time. One day at a time will bring you peace of mind. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let my show go. You understand me? And thank you for your attention, and keep looking at my shows, because I'm always going to try to bring something positive to the table. And through my experiences and what I've been through, I have a lot to talk about. Believe me. Instead of put it in a book, I'm going to put it on the show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. International Red for the record. And like I tell the youngsters, just stay clean, just be polite to women, and be a gentleman. You understand me? And try to be respectful. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll sign off now.